Hey, good afternoon. How y'all doing? It is Well Red Beard. We are here for Beard on King, where I visit the works of Stephen King. A lot of it's going to be rereading books I've already read. Some of it's watching films. Some of it's reading new stuff. Um, Today we're going to talk about In the Tall Grass, the 2012 novella by Stephen King and Joe Hill. That was later adapted into the 2019 Netflix adaptation. I've already done a video on the film. You can check that out. I believe it was episode 15. So just a couple episodes ago. This story, it's very similar to the film, but very different. The setup's the same. First of all, I believe it was released in ebook and audio format in 2012 first. It was later included in Full Throttle by Joe Hill. I thought there was a paperback version, solo version of this that came out at some point, but I'm not positive. I may be wrong about that. So, Becky and Cal, they're brother and sister. They're very close. They are referred to in the book as Irish twins. I'm not 100% sure what that means, so I don't know why I told you it was Irish twins. It has something to do with the fact that they were born like 19 months apart or something. But she's pregnant, and she's going cross country for a reason. To go stay with her aunt until the baby is born, or something to that effect. They've traveled. They've hit some roadside attractions. They stop in a field in Kansas. I believe it's Kansas. And the grass is really tall, like 9 foot tall, according to Wikipedia. Now, in the book, I seem to remember saying that she had kind of misjudged it. She thought it was 6 feet. It had to be like 7 feet tall. Wikipedia says it's 9 feet tall. We'll go with 9 feet, but you get the point. I just didn't want you to think that when I said it was 9 feet tall, and it really wasn't. I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you where I got my information from. 9 feet tall, people. 9 feet tall. So they get there. They hear a kid calling out from the grass. They go after him. Cal goes after him. Feels like he's right there. She tries to call for help, but as she steps into the field, she loses the call. Doesn't really think much of it. They can't really find the kid. And they're jumping to kind of locate each other, see how far away they are from each other. They do the thing, they're right there, and then they do it again, and the distance has significantly changed, and so they realize, that this place is weird with time and space, and the reality's off, and things like that. She runs into Ross, who is Tobin. If Tobin's the kid, who is Tobin's father. Ross is a villain in both the book and the film, a little bit less so in this one because it's a linear story and there's no circular quality to it. And I'll come back to that and give you a brief mention of what I mean by that in a second. So there's this big rock in the middle, this big black rock. It doesn't seem of this earth. There's this idea that in touching the rock, you can then hear the grass, and the grass knows everything. It's creepy, it's weird, but it's kind of out there, kind of not abstract, but just kind of and not confusing really, but just kind of out there. So there's an element in the movie and the book that, in my opinion, is the most extreme, most horror-laden part of the story. And it exists in both. And it's kind of ambiguous, but you kind of know what happens. But in the film, it's Ross doing the thing. In the book, it's Cal, her brother, doing the thing. And because of that, it felt more extreme, it felt that it hit harder in the book. In the film, again, I said circular quality. There's this idea that Cal and Becky show up. Tobin and family are already in there. They go in. Part of the story happens. Then Travis comes along. Travis is Becky's boyfriend, the father of Becky's child. He comes along. He's looking for them. He sees their car. He goes in after them. But then you realize that Travis was there, and he's the reason that Tobin and family went in. So there's this weird circular nature to the whole story, that this has been ongoing, and that people go into the field and die, but they're not really dead. And it's just like this rotation. None of that exists in the book. As a matter of fact, Travis exists in the book, but he's he's an afterthought, really. I mean, it just talks about him in brief flashbacks from Becky's point of view. Now, the tail end of it, kind of centering around the disturbing part that I talked about. Becky's kind of in and out of like reality here in the field and flashbacks, and that part, I'll be honest with you, it kind of got confusing for me. All in all, I think in this particular case, which is rare, I prefer the film. Even though the disturbing part, the really disturbing part, was better in the book. I think that in this case, I prefer the film to the book. I didn't really love either of them. I think I 3-starred the film. I'm going to 2-star the story. It's just my opinion. But yeah, this has been Beard on King. This is In the Tall Grass, 2012 novella, Stephen King, Joe Hill. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're enjoying all your books, all of them, as much as I am. If not, you're reading the wrong damn books.